Yesterday, a video from 49ers training camp absolutely went viral, and I'm sure you've already seen it. It's the video of Brandon Aiyuk walking to midfield to greet John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, and what looked to be somewhat of a positive kind of body language and dap up and maybe this is an indication of a deal. There's a lot of speculation that basically came from this video, and as a result, it's got people wondering what is going on with Brandon Aiyuk and the San Francisco 49ers. Well, Adam Schefter joined the Pat McAfee show to discuss this in more detail, and he didn't have the same optimistic tone that a lot of other people had when watching this video. So take a listen to what Adam Schefter has to say on his read with this situation with Brandon Aiyuk right here on the Pat McAfee Show.
We saw a video yesterday that showed Brandon Aiyuk kind of dapping up John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, and I think most people speculated like, oh, okay, they must have reached some sort of agreement. We're going to see him back on the field. Then other people are saying, hey, maybe this is like a, hey, thanks for everything you've done. This guy's getting traded kind of dap up.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, saw a little bit of that as well. Do we have any updates in the whole Brandon Aiyuk situation?
Good dap here with Lynch. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. This one was Shanahan. Yeah. This one was Shanahan, though, Shefty. This one, hey, almost I heard the good news dap up right there. But we're just reading from very, very, literally 1,000+ miles away. We are reading this from.
Yeah, well, basically, there's no new deal there, and again, they've had a really hard time working out a deal between the Niners and Brandon Aiyuk, and they've continued talking, but they just haven't made a lot of progress. So I think that's probably
them?
Probably a little bit. They haven't made a lot of progress, so it's probably a little bit discouraging to both right now to try to get that done. And so it wasn't. Thank you for taking care of me kind of message, if that's what you're saying.
Okay, we misread the situation completely then, because from what it was just a few days back at training camp where he showed up in the white shirt with the backpack, do-rag, flailing a towel, and he talks to Lynch, and then he kind of just exits the field. We're like, okay, that doesn't seem to be great. And then the dap up and the positive, we're like, okay, maybe that's good. But you're saying, no, there's no new development. They're just getting back on better terms, seemingly?
I think it's a case where sometimes you wake up and you feel happy and you're in a good mood, and sometimes you wake up and you're not so happy. And I think that's what this is a case of. And I think people are reading too much into that and trying to ascertain that there's a meaning behind this message when there's not. It's just not what's happening in that particular video. A lot of people saying, oh, they worked out a deal, they worked out a trade at that moment. No, that's not the case. And again, that situation is still unresolved, still tenuous, and still needs to come to a head one way or another.
Okay, we'll put that on ticker.
So as you can hear from Adam Schefter, he is not optimistic that was any indication that a deal was done. And it honestly does sound like clearly Adam does know. If I'm now speculating on Adam Schefter and what he had to say, it feels like Adam kind of understands maybe where this situation is at, maybe a little bit further along than the public. So it does feel like again, it's just such an interesting situation because basically Schefter just puts a fire extinguisher to any of the optimism around that video, saying, yeah, it's been really challenging for these two sides to come together and get a deal done. So he doesn't say anything. He doesn't allude to anything. It just sounds like it's difficult. It's challenging. There hasn't been much movement. So I'm paraphrasing Schefter right now. He's saying, I don't see this as a sign that anything has gotten done. In fact, it's more so of the opposite of that. So what does that mean for this situation moving forward? Is Brandon Aiyuk going to get paid for the San Francisco 49ers? There is a lot of stuff popping up online right now as we speak about Brandon Aiyuk, and I'm going to do another video to be able to talk about this in more depth as well. But the focus of this was Adam Schefter's reaction to that training camp video and his interpretation of it. And again, the interpretation is that nothing is gotten done or been close to getting done. So what does that mean for some of the news and kind of the smoke that is kind of billowing around this Brandon Aiyuk situation. What is the outcome going to be? Will Brandon Aiyuk be a San Francisco 49er this year, or will something change? That is going to be something that will be very, very interesting to see. But if I had to be perfectly honest with you, it does feel like something can pop today. It just feels like, based on the momentum and, some of the things that have been percolating behind the scenes, it feels like there's this energy as if something could pop today within the next hour or two. Now we could go throughout the whole day and absolutely nothing happens. So I also want to make that abundantly clear. I'm just trying to tell you how I'm feeling, my energy, my read on the situation. It does feel like something could pop today. And keep in mind, it's the 49ers day off. So there's no practice today. There's no media at the facility. So, I'm assuming players are away for the facility. So if anything were to go down, I mean, it might make sense, let's say if we are looking at this from a negative perspective of what could happen with Brandon Aiyuk, it does feel like, today would be a day to be able to hash some of this stuff out. But again, this pure speculation at this point. I'm just simply trying to share how I'm personally feeling about this. And again, Adam Schefter, didn't give us any positive hints. And, I'm just, listen, I want Brandon Aiyuk to be here. I think the 49ers' best chance to win a Super Bowl is with Brandon Aiyuk. I don't think you want to separate Aiyuk and Debo or Aiyuk and Purdy. That's where my belief lies. So I don't want to see anything to happen to Brandon Aiyuk. I want Brandon Aiyuk to be a San Francisco 49er, but this is a business, and we are dealing with business elements, business aspects of this situation. We understand the wide receiver market has absolutely exploded. More and more wide receivers continue to get paid. CeeDee Lamb still needs to get paid. Jamar Chase needs to get paid. There are still plenty of guys out there who still also could still shift the market in a negative direction for the 49ers. So, man, I'm sitting on pins and needles. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I hope and pray for a positive outcome, and I hope that it looks like that the 49ers get something done. But again, I'm just not sure right now. So I'm going to be sitting on pins and needles for the rest of today. And of course, if anything goes and anything pops, I'm going live. We're going to be posting videos to talk about it all. So make sure you got post notifications on. Don't miss anything. If anything does happen today, good or bad, we are going to be talking about it. So let me know what you guys think about what Adam Schefter had to say. What is your gut feeling? How do you feel about what he said? And then kind of taking that context with the handshakes, like, does it change how you view? I'm curious. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and always make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.